Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. In my previous video I shared that I was afraid that I ran out of the footage, but fortunately I remembered that I forgot to share with you how I was creating this animation. Here on the screen I'll show you the process of how I was creating it in Procreate Dreams plus rough sketches, then I'm making line art and then I'm coloring it. What can I say about this animation? I wanted to draw this animation because not only it's based on my life, plus I'm someone who loves to look at the characters and think about who this character is reminding me of. And when I was looking at the Jinx, the Arcane series, I was thinking that she looks like a Rapunzel from Tangled. Yeah, a little fucked up Rapunzel from Tangled, but I don't know, if you look at them, they have many similarities, plus they both have long hair, and I wanted to make this transition from this naive, beautiful little girl, and then she's turned out into this monster called Jinx. Although I can't call Jinx really a monster. If you look at the series, she's just a very traumatized kid. I can't call her a monster at all. I mean, she's not a good character, but I can call her a truest villain. If we talk about this animation, I was very excited to draw this animation because it was very cool to make this transition from the Rapunzel and make her Jinx, because even though they, as I said before, they have many similarities, plus they have some differences, and not only in makeup and their clothes and their style. I'm talking about the difference in their face expressions. Because if you look at the Rapunzel, she is this typical Disney princess, very naive, her eyes are very big, and she is this happy, beautiful character. Jinx is also beautiful, but she has this dark beauty, because, well, she is Jinx. Making this transition when there are many similar face features, but different switching personalities, the main difference was to change this look in their eyes, because even though they have very similar face features, it was important for me to change this face expression from this happy young look that Rapunzel has, that she believes in miracles and all of this, and then changing it to Jinx, who is the opposite of it, to make her eyes not so naive and open, but more twisted and dark. It was very cool to draw it, and as someone who is making animations, one of the things that I like about animation is drawing emotions. Usually I'm okay with imagining different emotions and drawing them, but sometimes I don't know how to draw certain emotions, so this is why I have a mirror on my table and I play these emotions in front of the mirror, then look at my reflection and draw what I see. So I'm my own reference video, if I can call it that. And you know what, if we talk about Rapunzel and other Disney princesses, I think it's important to talk about that many people see these princesses as very cool characters. They're inspired by them, they want to cosplay them and make fan arts and all of this stuff. But the truth is, if many people would meet this naive princess in real life, the most likely they would be annoyed by them. Example I have is myself. When I was a kid and teenager, I was a good example of, I can't call myself Disney princess, but I had this vibe of many Disney princesses. Because this is not because I was influenced by the cartoons, no, I was just born like this. And I'm someone who was very naive, and when I look back at what I was, who I was when I was a teenager, I'm cringing so hard. I was just so naive and stupid. It was bad. And I know that many people who share that they would reread what they've been writing, their messages they've been sending to people when they were young, or when they look at their art and how they've been expressing themselves, they cringing really hard, because even though we have our personality and character, we still change through time. And just for example, when I was a kid, I truly believed that there are no bad people in this life. Like, I really genuinely believe that. When I was watching cartoons, I was thinking like, this is exaggeration, there are no bad peoples in this life. But yeah, but I'm glad that I'm not that Disney princess anymore, because this is not good to be very naive. Because if you look at the Tangled, the stranger climbed the tower and promised her that he will lead her to the lights. This is not suspicious at all, right? In a modern world, just imagine this situation. If you would think about it, really, like, Eugene, we all know that Eugene is good character, but if you think about it, this Eugene could be anyone, and Rapunzel was very lucky that he was a good person. But again, this is fairy tales. But as we all know, all Disney cartoons and fairy tales, based on the other fairy tales that were nightmares, all of these beautiful stories had other endings, such as the Little Mermaid jumped to the sea and then drowned, and then her spirit went to the cloud, or that Cinderella's sisters had to cut off their fingers because they could not have these shoes on their leg. So this was very twisted and very dark stories. But at the same time, I think that this is good that Disney chose to make these movies very light, because after all, these movies and cartoons are for kids, and they enjoy it. And I know that many people see nowadays Disney's cartoons and they complain that these cartoons teach us girls and boys very wrong ideas about the world. But honestly, I don't think I agree with that, because I think that not all the movies and not all of the cartoons and books should be based on the real life. Sometimes it's just good to dive into this escapism, into this fairy tale, even though if you know that this is naive, it's still good to see this on the screen, because usually it's very bright, and when you watch this, you are resting, and if you are tired from this, you can just turn on the different genre of cartoons or series. You can, if you want something more terrible, you can always watch horror movies, right? So I don't agree that there should not be fairy tales and that every fairy tale should be educational and should be based on real life. No, I think this should be variety, so everyone could enjoy whatever they would want to watch. All genres exist for a reason, but that's my opinion and people may disagree with me. For example, as someone who is not a fan of anime, I've been watching anime years ago, but I just not really a fan of anime, and I know that I'm not gonna watch it because I know that this is not my cup of tea. But I know that there are people who really like anime, and this is good that this genre exists because they can watch what they like to watch. Or for example, I heard that there is a new Netflix show that called K-pop Demon Hunters. I know for sure that I'm not gonna watch it, even though there has very beautiful visuals. I'm definitely not gonna watch it because I know that I would not like it. So yeah, I'm just saying that I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just recording the video and talking on the camera, hoping that I would still have topics to talk about and this video won't be boring and I would entertain you. But if you look at this animation and if you ask me, I would say I like Dreams aesthetics much more. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in next videos. Bye.